Love and companionship do not have an expiration date. If you are over 70 and thinking about love again, whether you are alone after a long marriage, widowed, divorced, or simply curious about connecting with someone new, this conversation is for you. We will talk about how companionship can look different at this stage of life, how you can honor your past while opening to something new, and practical steps for creating relationships that bring joy, safety, and meaning. This is not a lecture, and it is not pressure. It is an invitation to think about what kind of companionship you want, what you need, and how to move toward it with care and wisdom. Many people at 70 and beyond discover that love is sweeter because it is freer. It is less about expectations and more about presence. If you are listening, take what helps and leave what does not. Your pace is the right pace. Chapter 1. The Emotional Landscape. After 71st, let us acknowledge what you may have lived through. The later decades of life often include deep love and deep loss. You may have cared for a spouse for many years. You may have been part of a partnership that shaped your identity. Grief from losing a partner sometimes does not end after a year or two. Grief changes shape. There is also relief for some, a complex mixture of sadness and relief. Accepting this complexity is necessary before you can consider companionship again. There is also courage within you, whether you notice it or not. Deciding to open your heart again, even a little, requires bravery. It means negotiating memory and heartache while being willing to be surprised by new tenderness. At 70, many people report that they finally have the time, emotional clarity, and acceptance to form relationships that are honest and less driven by obligation. Before moving forward, it helps to reflect on your readiness. Ask yourself, am I still grieving and need more time? Am I seeking companionship to soothe loneliness, to change my life, or because I genuinely want a partner? Are there practical barriers like health concerns or caregiving responsibilities that make a serious relationship complicated? Answer these questions gently. There is no single right answer. Readiness is personal. Chapter 2. Redefining Love and Companionship. Remarriage is only one option. Companionship can take many forms: a romantic relationship without legal ties, a committed partnership with separate households, late-life cohabitation, a deep friendship, shared travel companionship, or simply a regular dinner companion. Some people prefer a state of companionship that resembles courtship without legal entanglements. Others choose to remarry because of shared estate planning, healthcare decision needs, or personal desire for official partnership. Think of companionship as a menu with many satisfying options. What matters is clarity about what you and a potential partner want. Clear expectations are particularly important in later life because responsibilities, finances, family dynamics, and health can complicate relationships. Before you move in together or say yes to remarriage, be sure you understand what both of you expect. Chapter 3. Honoring the past. While opening to the future, your previous relationship was likely a major part of who you are. Honoring that relationship is not the same as living only in memory. It is possible to cherish a past love and still make space for new affection. One useful practice is story sharing. Tell your own story aloud to a trusted friend or write it down. Share the lessons, the good years, the hard years, and the ways you grew. This is not a eulogy. It is a clear recognition that your past shaped you. This kind of reflection can help you enter a new relationship with authenticity rather than carrying unresolved tensions. Grief can be a doorway, not a barrier. Give grief its time without letting it freeze you. Some people find that therapy, grief coaching, or a support group helps them move from survival mode into a place where they can choose new companionship intentionally. If you are considering dating, give yourself permission to take tentative steps rather than rushing. Chapter 4. Types of companionship that work well after 70. The travel partner. A travel partner can be a wonderful companion who shares the joy of exploration without demanding daily obligations. You might travel together for short stays, join group tours for older adults, or alternate hosting visits. Travel partners can have deep conversation and shared experiences without needing to combine finances immediately. The companion in separate houses. Many older couples prefer to keep separate households. This arrangement allows independence and reduces the daily friction that can occur when two lives merge after decades of established routines. Couples who live separately often enjoy seeing each other frequently while returning to their own space for solitude. This can be ideal for those who value personal routines and privacy. The cohabiting partner. Cohabitation can work when both parties discuss boundaries, finances, and caregiving possibilities up front. It can be a beautiful way to blend lives while remaining flexible. Financial planning and legal agreements are essential here. The care partner with limits. Sometimes companionship overlaps with caregiving. If one partner needs care, the relationship must balance love with realistic expectations and support systems. Setting limits, arranging professional care, and having honest conversations about responsibilities prevents resentment. Non-romantic deep friendships. A deep friendship can be just as necessary as romance. Long walks, weekly dinners, sharing hobbies, and emotional support can form the bedrock of a satisfying life. For many, friendship is not secondary. It is the primary way to feel connected. Chapter 5. Practical steps to meet people. Meeting people after 70 can feel different than in your 20s, but there are many effective ways to connect. Community groups and classes. Join book clubs, gardening groups, choir groups, walking clubs, or classes at a community college. Shared activities naturally create conversation topics and repeated encounters, which are the seedbed of companionship. Volunteer and service. Volunteering offers purpose and connection. Soup kitchens, community centers, mentorship programs, or hospital volunteer positions allow you to meet people who care about similar values. Senior centers and local programs. Many senior centers now offer social events, dance nights, and outings. Check your local community calendar for activities. Senior travel clubs and day trips are popular and safe ways to meet people. Faith and spiritual communities. If faith is important to you, participating in services, small groups, or study circles can build deep, values-based connections. Intergenerational programs. Some programs pair older adults with younger people for mutual learning. These programs can expand social circles in surprising ways. Online dating and apps. Dating apps are not just for the young. There are platforms tailored to older adults. When using apps, be honest in your profile. Choose recent photos and set clear boundaries about your interests and intentions. Use a reputable site and consider starting conversations via the app rather than immediately giving out a phone number. Meet in public places for the first dates and bring a friend as a check-in if you want extra safety. Friends of friends. Let friends know you are open to meeting someone. A trusted introduction from a friend can be a gentle, vetted way to connect. Chapter 6. Safety and boundaries in new relationships. Safety matters at every age, but older adults can be targeted by romance scams, financial predation, and unscrupulous people testing boundaries. Here are practical steps to protect yourself. Protect your finances. Keep your financial information private. Don't share passwords, investment account details, or bank account numbers with a new acquaintance. Be wary if someone rushes financial intimacy or asks for loans. If a potential partner wants access to your passwords or accounts, say no until you have legal and financial advice. Watch for red flags. Beware of people who are inconsistent with facts about their life, who rush physical intimacy when you prefer to wait, or who ask for financial help early in the relationship. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, pause. Arrange check-ins. Tell a trusted friend or family member about new people you are meeting and arrange a simple check-in plan for first meetings. A quick text after a date can be reassuring and a safety measure. Use public meeting places. For the initial dates, choose public, well-traveled locations and avoid isolated places. Let someone know where you will be. Be clear about boundaries. Know your comfort level with physical affection, time spent together, and involvement in one another's personal affairs. Communicate these boundaries early and kindly. Protect your health. If dating involves travel or shared meals, consider health precautions you require. Discuss comfort with medication regimes, smoking, and other habits that might affect you. Chapter 7. Dating scripts and conversation starters. If you are nervous about starting conversations, a few simple scripts can help you feel prepared and genuine, with the gentle opener. Hello, I'm your name. I love this place. Have you been here before? This is an easy way to start a conversation in a class or community event. The story prompt. Tell me about a very small joy you had this week. This invites a personal and positive answer and avoids intrusive topics. The boundary setting phrase. I enjoy spending time together and also value my evenings alone. Can we agree to let each other have our own routines? Saying this calmly sets expectations. the past and future balance. I was married for many years, and those years taught me a lot. Now I'm curious about what this new chapter could be. How do you feel about that? This honors the past and invites a conversation about the future. The gentle no. Thank you for the invitation, but I prefer to take things slowly. Use this phrase when you need to slow down. These small scripts can be adapted to reflect your voice. The goal is emotional honesty combined with kindness. Chapter 8. Physical Intimacy and Sexuality. After 70, sexuality does not end with age. Many older adults experience desire, tenderness, and sexual pleasure. Bodies change with age. Menopause, erectile changes, medications, and health conditions influence sexual function. That does not mean intimacy cannot be rich. It may be different, and that is okay. Important considerations. Open communication. Talk about desires, limits, and health. Discuss what feels good, what does not, and any concerns about infections, medications that affect libido, or pain during intercourse. Medical conversations. If you have concerns about sexual function, bring them up with your healthcare provider. There are safe options and therapies for many issues, including medication changes, lubricants for vaginal dryness, or devices for erectile support. Safer sex. If you are dating and have had different partners in recent years, practice safer sex as appropriate. STD rates in older adults are rising in some communities, so consider testing as needed. Emotional consent. Consent is vital at every age. Be sure both of you are able to give informed consent. Cognitive decline can affect capacity, so be attentive and make sure decisions are mutual and clear. Alternative intimacy. Touch, holding hands, massage, or prolonged closeness without intercourse often bring deep satisfaction. Do not feel pressured to conform to a sexual script. Chapter 9. Blended families and adult children. A new relationship after 70 often impacts adult children. Their reactions vary widely: relief, concern, curiosity, or even resistance. How you handle family dynamics can make a big difference. Be transparent with children. When the time is right, tell your adult children about new companionship honestly, especially before you make major commitments. Explain your needs and the thought process behind your decisions. Be ready for questions and emotions. Respect boundaries. Adult children have their own lives and opinions. You can listen and consider their views without surrendering your autonomy. Make clear decisions about holidays, caregiving roles, and estate matters in ways that reduce future conflict. Introductions and time. Introduce new partners gradually. Let children meet casually and form their own impressions. Don't expect immediate acceptance, but aim for respectful coexistence. Set financial boundaries early. If a new partner becomes close, discuss finances openly with adult children if necessary. Premarital agreements, trusts, and clear estate plans can prevent future disputes and preserve assets for children and stepchildren as intended. Chapter 10. Legal and Financial Considerations. Legal and financial planning are practical acts of love and wisdom. Whether you plan to remain single, cohabit, or remarry, clear paperwork protects both you and your loved ones. Update your estate plan. Wills, beneficiary designations on retirement accounts, and trusts should reflect your current wishes. A married spouse is often an automatic beneficiary. If you remarry, understand how state laws affect property and inheritance. Powers of attorney and healthcare proxies. Naming a durable power of attorney for finances and a healthcare proxy ensures someone you trust can act for you if you cannot. Discuss these designations with your family and your chosen appointees. Prenuptial agreements and cohabitation contracts. If you plan to remarry, consider a prenuptial agreement that clarifies property, support, and estate intentions. If you cohabit, a cohabitation agreement can set expectations about finances and responsibilities. Long-term care planning. Discuss how each of you envisions care if health declines. Consider long-term care insurance, home care options, or funds set aside for professional assistance. Seek professional advice. Work with an attorney and a financial planner experienced in later life planning. They provide options and help you make decisions that align with your values. Chapter 11. Health, Energy, and Practical Logistics. A satisfying companionship often requires practical adjustments in daily life. Mobility and activities. Choose activities that match both of your energy levels. Walking, gardening, museum visits, and gentle travel can be rich sources of companionship without exhausting either partner. Medication and care coordination. Be transparent about medical needs and medication schedules. Determine whether one partner will assist in medication management and set boundaries for caregiving tasks. Housing and living arrangements. If moving in together, consider how to merge households while preserving private spaces. If you have a home you want to keep, discuss visitation and time-sharing arrangements. Transportation. Plan for transportation options for outings and appointments. Having a reliable plan reduces stress. Chapter 12. Technology and modern tools for connection. Technology can be a helpful bridge to companionship, not a replacement. Video calls and messaging use. Video calls for distant connections and to maintain regular contact with new partners. Set boundaries about responsiveness so technology supports rather than controls you. Dating sites and safety features. Choose reputable platforms for older adults. Use features that verify profile identity, read reviews of dating services, and report suspicious behavior. Online groups and hobbies. Join online forums for shared interests. Many hobby groups have active online communities that lead to in-person meetups. Chapter 13. Dealing with rejection and setbacks. Not every attempt at connection will work, and that is normal. Rejection can sting at any age. Practice self-compassion and recognize that compatibility is a matter of fit, not personal failure. Learn from experiences, keep your standards clear, and allow time to rest between dating attempts. If a relationship ends, seek social support. Grief after a breakup can look similar to other losses. Reach out to friends, consider counseling, and allow yourself time to feel and then to heal. Chapter 14. The joys of solo fulfillment. It is also important to celebrate the joys of a single life. Independence, freedom, and self-direction are powerful gifts. Many people discover creative pursuits, travel, volunteer work, and friendships that deeply satisfy them without romantic entanglement. If you are single by choice, own it. If you are single by circumstance, use this time to care for yourself, build your interests, and strengthen social connections. Chapter 15. Stories of real people. Real stories can be instructive. There is Rita, who at 75 took a painting class at the community center and met Michael, a retired teacher. They began meeting for coffee, joined a museum group, and later arranged weekend visits without merging households. Their companionship is warm and flexible. There is Harold, who after losing his wife found companionship in a chess group. He later met Elena through mutual friends. They decided to travel together twice a year and remain in separate homes. They discovered that commitment can exist in many forms. There is Joan, who chose not to remarry, but became a cherished companion to several friends. She hosts dinner evenings and organizes day trips, creating a community of companionship that fills her life. Each story is different. The lesson is that there is no single model, only choices. Chapter 16. Practical first steps you can take this month if you are ready to explore companionship. Here are small, tangible steps you can take now. Make a short list. Write down 3 characteristics that are important to you in a companion. Keep the list realistic and kind. Join one group. Pick a group or class that interests you and attend one meeting this month. Tell yourself you are there to try something new, not to find a spouse overnight. Reach out to a friend. Call a friend and share that you are open to meeting people. Ask if they know someone who might share your interests. Try a low-commitment date. If you use dating apps, set a simple goal, 1 conversation or 1 coffee date this month. Keep initial meetings short and public. Create a safety plan. Write down a check-in person and a plan for your first 3 dates. A quick text after a meeting can be enough. See a professional if needed. If grief or anxiety feels heavy, consider talking with a counselor who specializes in later life transitions. Chapter 17. Common questions and gentle answers. Will my adult children be upset if I date? Their responses will vary. Communicate honestly and reassure them about your safety and intentions. Invite them into the process gently. Is it selfish to date after my spouse dies? It is not selfish. You have the right to pursue joy and companionship. Caring for your well-being benefits everyone around you. How can I be sure someone is sincere? Time and observation reveal character. Look for consistency, empathy, and respect for boundaries. Be cautious about rapid emotional declarations or financial requests. What if my health declines? Plan together. Discuss expectations, support systems, and care preferences. Compassionate couples create plans that protect autonomy and dignity. Chapter 18. The role of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a quiet power in late-life relationships. You may carry resentment from past relationships, from life events, or from family conflicts. Holding on to bitterness often harms you more than it harms others. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing wrongdoing. It means releasing the hold that pain has on you. When you cultivate forgiveness, you lighten your emotional load and become more available to new relationships. Chapter 19. Spiritual and existential considerations. People in later life discover that companionship is intertwined with deeper questions: meaning, mortality, legacy. Spiritual or contemplative practices offer grounding. Prayer, meditation, nature walks, or ritual can bring peace and clarity. These practices do not replace human companionship, but they often make it more meaningful. Chapter 20. Final encouragement and reflection. If you are 70 or older, you have earned the right to make choices based on wisdom, not fear. You have lived through seasons that taught you what matters. As you consider companionship, be patient, be honest with yourself, and be brave enough to ask for what you need. Love and companionship at this stage are less about possession and more about presence. They are more likely to flourish when both people show curiosity, empathy, and a willingness to respect one another's autonomy. Whether you choose dating, cohabitation, remarriage, or a circle of companions, choose with intelligence and tenderness. The final invitation is simple. Begin with small steps. Reach out to one new group, accept one invitation, or open your heart to one conversation. If you are content as you are, celebrate that contentment. If you ache for connection, allow yourself to try. Closing words. There is a particular beauty to love that arrives later in life. It is often less frantic and more deliberate. It shares the calm that comes with years of knowing who you are. It celebrates the small things: a quiet cup of tea, a hand held in the audience of a concert, a shared joke that lands perfectly. These small things become the bright spots of daily life. You deserve companionship that honors your history and supports your future. You deserve love that respects your boundaries, uplifts your spirit, and shares in your joys. If you choose to pursue it, do so with curiosity and protection. Open your heart slowly. Trust your instincts. And remember that the most important relationship is the one you have with yourself. You are still writing your story. The next chapter can hold tenderness, joy, and surprising friendship. It is never too late to begin again.